Welcome back to Bloom. The holidays are a time for joy, but what if you don't see eye to eye with family or guests are overstaying their welcome? Some family and friends even have different beliefs and tradition. Here to help us navigate family dynamics during the holidays is licensed marriage and family therapist and licensed mental health counselor Colette Fair. Colette, it's great to see you again.
Great to see you too.
All right, so we really have to work hard to keep the peace, you know, because things can get a little hairy over the holidays.
Especially right now after this recent contentious election. Everybody is a little bit nervous going into the holidays. You know, what's Uncle Mike going to say? What does Grandma Jean throw out at the dinner table? So preparing in advance can really help you.
Okay, so what can we do ahead of it all to just prepare and head off any snarky comments?
Well, know that you're probably going to be annoyed by your family at some point if you spend any significant time with them, just because that's human. And set in your mind an intention that if a difficult topic comes up, you're going to redirect the conversation. Everything does not warrant a response. You don't have to let yourself get so upset. You can choose how you respond instead of react. And really excuse yourself if you need to. There's nothing wrong with that. It's better to protect your peace than anything else.
All right, so you mean like if something gets heated at the dinner table, you can just say, I'm going to go for seconds for the streamings, or like look for a reason to get up, or just...
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you can say, you know, I'd really prefer not to discuss this. I'm so happy to be with you all on the holiday. Let's not let something spoil it. You can be really clear and direct and still be kind and tactful.
What do you do, or how do families handle the situation of different beliefs and traditions over the holidays?
Yeah, a lot of people, some are religious, some aren't, or they have different religions. And the best way to approach that is to include everybody as much as possible and practice curiosity and compassion instead of judgment, of course. So if half of your family celebrates Christmas and half Hanukkah, have a menorah and a tree. Ask family members about their tradition. People love to tell stories, and we all want to know we're fascinating to somebody else. So that's a great way to bridge the gap.
What about guests that are overstaying their welcome?
Oh, this is a doozy, right? A friend of mine always says the perfect recipe is 100 hours, but that's not always possible. So ideally, we set an intention in advance of how long somebody's welcome to visit. But if somebody isn't leaving or getting the hint, then this is another thing you have to address directly and say, I've loved having you, but we need to get back to our routine by Saturday. Some people really need to hear it. And again, you can be really kind, but still be clear.
Yeah, especially when you live in Florida, people want to stay here.
Of course, of course. Who wants to go back to the cold up north, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then the focus on the real purpose of the holidays, because I think we get lost in the gift giving and all these things. But if we could remind our family, you know, why we're together and why we're in celebration, that might be helpful too.
Yes, shared connection and meeting. So focus on activities that aren't controversial, like games, going to a movie, telling stories, and spending time together. You can even go around the table and everyone shares something they're grateful for.
I like that. That's a great idea. I want to circle back just a little bit.
Yeah.
I know I'm popcorning here, but when it comes to uncomfortable situations, you're a fan of the buddy system, maybe aligning yourself with somebody that can help diffuse the situation?
Yes. So if you have someone in the family who's kind of on the same page, talk in advance about buddying up and having each other's back. You know, if Aunt Linda starts going on a political rant, can you slide up to me and help me diffuse the tension and escape? And you can do that for that family member. That's a really great way to support and be supported and not feel so alone or pressured in those difficult moments.
Why do you think it is that during the holiday people feel such liberties to just pop off?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think there's a lot of pressure on the holidays, expectations. People are off of work a lot of the time, so they have more time to focus. And family, we love them, but they push our buttons. So it does tend to bring out those differences, and a lot of people want to win you over with their points and their truths, if you will, and that never works.
Never, ever works. And, you know, they might have a little bit of extra liquid courage to.
Excellent point. Right. Why didn't I think of that? I mean, I think a great rule of thumb is if everyone's drinking, yourself included, it's just better to let things roll off your back. And I know that's easier said than done, but I like the 5-5-5 rule. Will this matter in 5 minutes? Will this matter in 5 hours? Will this matter in 5 days? And most of those little in the moment things that we might be tempted to react to won't. Let them go. If you really need to say something, take a pause first and be very intentional about your response.
As always, it's been great catching up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All